From the GRAYMAN briefing, this is a summary of recent developments regarding the Second Amendment, cybersecurity, protests, supply chain disruptions, national security, law and order, free speech, censorship, government oversight, and more. Now, the latest from GRAYMANbriefing.com. Here's this week's Sword, read out by Suppressor.
This week, we're looking at a halt on federal health agency communications, a Missouri lawsuit against China over 2020 damages, and cybersecurity vulnerabilities in Subaru vehicles. Additionally, ICE conducted nationwide arrests of criminal illegal immigrants, and China's AI app DeepSeek disrupted U.S. tech markets. Legislative efforts, such as the Hearing Protection Act, aim to remove suppressor restrictions, while CISA warned of infrastructure risks from cyberattacks and hybrid gray zone warfare. Also, the White House has given an update on those New Jersey drones. All this content is delivered in real time to GRAYMAN Briefing subscribers and compiled into a weekly document sent via email. Sign up for the brief at GRAYMANbriefing.com. Let's begin with government oversight. The Trump administration directed the CDC, FDA, HHS, and NIH to temporarily halt external communications. This includes scientific reports, press releases, and website updates. Effective until February 1st, the measure is intended to ensure new appointees can review existing policies and communications before public release. Moving on, in Arkansas, the State House there has introduced HB 1149, a bill to prevent local ordinances from restricting residential gardening. If passed, it would void any existing laws that hinder personal cultivation of fruits and vegetables for non-commercial use. This initiative reflects a growing interest in self-sufficiency, as highlighted by a National Gardening Association report showing that 81% of U.S. households participated in gardening activities in 2023, with each spending an average of $671 per household. Moving on to Missouri, the Attorney General there is pursuing a $25 billion lawsuit against China, alleging negligence led to the 2020 global spread and significant global harm that followed. The AG claims that China stockpiled PPE and sold lower quality alternatives, exacerbating that crisis. A default judgment is expected as China has not responded to prior court proceedings. President Trump signed an order titled Unleashing American Energy. It emphasizes freedom of choice for appliances, including water heaters, gas stoves, and dishwashers. This counters prior efforts to restrict certain products and encourages innovation in manufacturing rather than focusing on climate agendas. Now moving into cybersecurity, a critical flaw in Subaru's Starlink system allowed hackers the potential to remotely access and control vehicles using minimal data, such as a license plate or an email address. The issue was identified back in November of 2024, but was just publicly disclosed on January 23rd. Subaru implemented a security patch, I believe within the first 24 hours of finding out about it. It resolved that exploit. It now basically highlights ongoing concerns over security of connected vehicles. Experts warn that such vulnerabilities could lead to significant risk as autonomous technologies expand. Now let's briefly touch on DeepSeek, that R1 AI app. China launched DeepSeek R1, an AI app that quickly became the top downloaded app in the Apple App Store. Unlike competitors, the app is open source and free, which limits monetization but significantly disrupts the market. Its release caused a sell-off in U.S. tech stocks, with Nvidia, Broadcom, and Micron experiencing double-digit losses. Analysts warn DeepSeek could enhance China's cyber capabilities and create disinformation risk while threatening global data privacy norms. Next week, we're going to look at the censorship that DeepSeek's already showing. Now shifting into national security. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, warned of growing risks from nation-state cyber attacks, extreme weather, and rapid technological advances. Officials stressed the importance of building resilience to protect critical infrastructure from such disruptions. CISA highlighted the Ukraine conflict as a case study in hybrid warfare tactics targeting infrastructure and emphasized coordinated defense efforts among democratic nations. A newly declassified report from the CIA indicates a lab leak in Wuhan is more likely than natural transmission as the source of, The agency's assessment, withheld under the Biden administration, was made public after the appointment of John Ratcliffe as Trump's new director of the CIA. While confidence remains low, the CIA's findings shift the narrative on the origins. Now moving into major incidents. Between January 20th and January 23rd, ICE arrested over 400 illegal immigrants. It's now well over 1,000 as of today's date. Many of these had criminal histories, including charges of sexual assault, drug offenses, and ties to ISIS. The arrests spanned several states, including Illinois, California, New York, Colorado, and Florida. In support of border security, 1,500 active duty troops joined operations at the southern border with plans to deploy an additional 10,000 personnel. Now that update on the New Jersey drones. The White House clarified that a surge of drones over New Jersey was attributed to authorized FAA research and hobbyist activity. Initial concerns about malicious intent have now been dismissed. Moving into the Second Amendment. Representative Ben Cline reintroduced the Hearing Protection Act, which proposes removing firearm suppressors from the NFA, the National Firearm Act. This would eliminate that $200 tax stamp, extensive background checks, and lengthy registration processes. While it is expected to pass the House, it may face challenges in the Senate. Okay, so next week, I've got word that the GRAYMAN briefing has a large civil unrest briefing coming out, as well as quite a few updates on censorship efforts. That is it for this week's summary of recent developments. Remember, all these briefings are delivered in real time to GRAYMAN briefing subscribers, sent via the Telegram and Signal apps, and also that weekly email. As always, remain aware, be vigilant, and stay safe. Thanks for listening.
Get unredacted, real-time briefings sent via email and through the Telegram and Signal apps by joining the GRAYMAN briefing.